Today, we're going to be reviewing the SpongeBob Season 15 episode, A Fish Called Sandy. Let's dive in right now. This is a brand new episode of SpongeBob that isn't even out yet, but it leaked online. And being someone who always follows the rules, I decided I was going to wait until the episode actually comes out before I had to watch the leak. And bro, Twitter has been going crazy over this episode, and I can absolutely see why. This episode looks and feels like an episode of Classic SpongeBob. And I'm saying this as someone who isn't even one of those sponge boomers who is like, modern SpongeBob sucks, I only like Classic SpongeBob. But I am someone who prefers Classic SpongeBob. And a lot of what made Classic SpongeBob special and awesome is in this new episode. This feels like a homage and a love letter to Classic SpongeBob. The animation style in this episode is a lot less exaggerated and over the top than most modern episodes. And I do love that type of animation style for what it is. But I also love seeing an episode that's animated in a similar style to the classic episodes, because that's a style I do prefer if I had to pick one. And despite this episode being less visual gag heavy, this episode is still very funny. I especially like the window joke with Patrick. The backgrounds in this episode have more muted colors and also just look very nice. The entire episode looks very nice. And the animation, even putting the style of it aside, which is very good like I said, is 10 out of 10. But that's to be expected with modern SpongeBob. Whether you love it or hate it, one thing modern SpongeBob has been very consistent with is that the animation is one of its biggest strengths. And by the way, when I say modern SpongeBob, I don't mean seasons 5 and 6 and 7. That hasn't been modern SpongeBob in over a decade. I mean seasons 13 and up. Though honestly, the same thing could be said about the animation in seasons 10 through 12, but that's also not really modern SpongeBob. That was before the third movie, which is basically its own separate era. Anyways, this episode also kind of brought back the old character designs. Like this picture of Sandy, I swear looks like it came straight out of season 1. I don't want to talk too much about the story in this episode because I don't want to spoil it for the people who won't even be able to watch it until whenever Nickelodeon decides to air it on TV. But even though the visuals are such a strong point, the story is actually my favorite part of this episode. It's basically about Sandy using science to change who she is so that she can live a very different type of life. And she has a lot of fun living this new life. And with how entertaining the sequence that plays is, you feel almost like you are having fun at the same time as the character. And you'd be okay with it if they decided to change the status quo of the show to keep things how they are in this episode. But Sandy, in this episode, takes it too far with all the science and stuff. And she figuratively and literally loses herself, as she becomes this completely unrecognizable creature, and SpongeBob must get the old Sandy back. It's pretty compelling for a SpongeBob episode. I also love how this episode is kind of a sequel to Hooky. SpongeBob is even shown to already know what the hooks are, and how they play in this episode was very natural and perfect. It didn't just feel like nostalgic pandering. Yeah, this was a good episode. And I see so many people online are talking about how much it pays homage to Classic SpongeBob, and saying that they hope they make more episodes like it, and I hope they do too. This is easily my favorite modern SpongeBob episode, but I hope the quality of it also gets some sponge boomers to actually check out some of the other episodes of modern SpongeBob, because while I've been very critical of it lately, and feel like seasons 13 and 14 were a very mixed bag in terms of quality, I don't know if the production crew just got the flu for a couple seasons and are feeling better now or something, but I swear, season 15 has been so good so far. Best season since season 11, in my opinion at least. I feel like SpongeBob is back on track again, after kinda going through a bit of a mid-era for a few years. And I actually might make a full-on video about it sometime. Anyways though, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Cartoon Post out!